Sheffield United are in absolute tatters. While a former 7 million quid signing is tearing it up in Europe, the Blades backline is in bits, and Selles is clinging on for dear life. A new signing could be our last shot before the whole thing goes belly up. Stick around because I'll reveal the one decision that might decide the club's future. Hit subscribe and smash that like button, lads. Just look at what's going on, folks. Let me ask you this. Can a club regret a sale so badly that fans want to launch the telly every time they see that ex-player smashing it? That's exactly what's happening right now at Sheffield United. Anel Ahmedhodzic, the Bosnian centre-back flogged off to Feyenoord for £7 million, is having an absolute blinder over in Holland. While Sheffield United can't string a solid defense together, even against some of the softer sides in the championship, the lad they binned off is getting rave reviews from every Dutch pundit going, honestly, that's gotta be one of the biggest clangers the United board have dropped in years. Bosniako, the top Bosnian football expert, can't stop banging on about Ahmedhodzic's displays for Feyenoord. Last time out, he was bang on the money with a crucial interception for the side's second goal, showing what he's really made of. And the kicker? He's playing with bags of ease, both on the ball and at the back. Ruben Van Persie, the gaffer, at Feyenoord, gave him the nod straight away and talks about him with a warmth you never get at Bramall Lane. Ahmedhodzic's partnership at the heart of the defense is being called the find of the season in Dutch football. And what gets me is that he's finally playing on his favorite side, something he barely managed at Sheffield United. His link-up with Watanabe is textbook. The Japanese lad brings the calm, letting the Bosnian unleash his aggressive style without leaving the rest exposed. Van Persie has clocked exactly how to play to his strengths. That should be a wake-up call for United's top brass about knowing your players inside out. Answer me this. How on earth did Sheffield United let such a class act go when now the biggest clubs in Europe are sniffing around him? Now onto the next bombshell hitting Bramall Lane. Ruben Selles is hanging by a thread after the worst start to a season in 30 years for Sheffield United. 4 matches, 4 losses, not a single point, and the fans are fuming. I'm telling you, it couldn't be more dire. United were tipped as favourites to top the championship, but now we're glued to the bottom of the table, somewhere you'd never expect to see the Blades this early on. Out goes Chris Wilder, in steps Ruben Selles, and what do we get? A backline, wide open, leaking goals before halftime in every single game so far. It's as clear as day that flogging Ahmedhodzic left a massive hole and it needed filling sharpish. The Spanish boss is fighting for his job, and every match without a win piles even more heat on him. Fans who had high hopes just weeks ago are now questioning whether Selles is the man to drag us out of this mess. So here's the question. Does Selles have enough time to turn this train wreck around? Or are the board already lining up someone else to take the hot seat? Hang tight though, because this next bit could change everything for Sheffield United. There's a new lad and that could be the lifeline, not just for the gaffer, but for the whole season. Sheffield Tanganga. I reckon this was the most important bit of business United did this window. The ex-Millwall centre-back could be exactly the man to halt the defensive shambles killing off our hopes. Finally, the higher-ups have woken up and brought in Tanganga, who'd even caught the eye of some Serie A clubs. Sassuolo slapped in $3.5 million, but United didn't blink, forking out the cash to get the former Spurs man through the door. Why can Tanganga make a difference? I'll tell you. First, he's seen top-level action in the Premier League with Spurs. Second, he's got the physical profile to face up to those burly strikers in the Championship. Third, his defensive chops were clear as day last season at Millwall. He was rated as one of the second tier's best. Alex Neil, who had him at Millwall, knew exactly what he brought to the table. Now, Selles has a defender who could show things up at the back for good. Even Tanganga himself seems fired up, saying he's spoken to the boss and gets what Selles wants from him in this setup. But there's more than just patching up the back four going on here. Tanganga's coming in to guide, bring some nows, and add that technical quality to a rear guard that's been all over the shop. He's already saying that United's the perfect platform for him to get a run of games and show what he's really got. Now, all eyes are on Selles to make this move work. I really do believe the Spanish gaffers got what it takes to get the best out of Tanganga and at last put the Blades' defense in order. But is there enough time left to sort out the chaos? Sheffield United are right at a crossroads. On the one hand, Ahmedhodzic is lighting up Europe and showing what a gem United let slip. On the other, Tanganga is being backed to rebuild a broken defense. How United managed to slot Tanganga in and handle the blow of losing Ahmedhodzic will show if the board have actually learned from past mistakes. This is crunch time for Sheffield United. Now I want to hear from you, die-hard Sheffield United fans. First up, was shifting Ahmedhodzic really a complete boardroom blunder, or was it always going to happen when a player's got their head turned by Europe? Second, does Tanganga fit the bill to fix the Blades' backline, or should United have brought even more bodies in at the back? And the burning question, will Ruben Selles manage a comeback with these signings, or is it time for the Spanish boss to start packing up? Get stuck in down in the comments. Let's have your honest take on the 3 big issues shaping Sheffield United's future. Nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes, quite like the fans who live and breathe this club. If you want to stay on top of all the latest moves, drama, and Blades-only insight, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. This is where you get real talk, proper opinions, and all the passion that English football deserves. Smash that. Like, if you reckon these transfers are season-defining for the Blades, and share with any fellow United fans who need the lowdown on what's really going on. Catch you in the next video for more red-hot Blades updates. Until then, keep backing the lads and believing we've got brighter days ahead.